Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may know me as Tara Melvin, the wedding planner of Perfect Planning, but I am here to bring to you something new and exciting that I have created. I am now hosting my own video show called You're Cordially Invited. It is a video show that's gonna showcase some of the premier wedding professionals in the Washington, D.C. metro area, spotlighting them and letting you aware of who they are as individuals and also getting to know them as wedding professionals. So I invite you to come join me monthly as we go into the day in the life of these wedding professionals within the Washington, D.C. metro area. So again, you're cordially invited. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to You're Cordially Invited. Today we're still again on location at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Crystal City, and we are talking to makeup artist Dawn Newsome. Dawn is very well sought out after in the Washington, D.C. metro area for her talents and artistry as far as when it comes to making people look beautiful. So today, Dawn, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Good. So we have a very lovely young lady here that you're doing makeup for, and let's kind of talk about you as a makeup artist and how you got started in the industry.
Well, I got my start back when I was about 13 and I started modeling.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of broke into the makeup business that way.
Mm-hmm.
They educated me, and I enjoyed modeling for a few years, but the makeup was the piece that really got me going.
Okay.
So I continued on with, different cosmetic companies, and did my stint in the cosmetic stores.
Okay.
And from there, it has just rolled into other avenues, so video and production and runway and photo shoots. So it's just something that I love.
Okay. So you do just about any type of industry, because I only know you from weddings, doing weddings and stuff.
Which is my favorite. I love weddings. Absolutely love weddings.
Okay, because you do a lot for my clients. So when a bride comes to you, or any client, how do they prepare for coming to sit in the chair like this young lady has?
Well, what I do first off is I send them a list of some things. So I like my brides to show up in a color that's similar to their wedding dress, so that the color that they're wearing isn't distracting away from the face. And then also I like them to have an idea of what they want to look like, what their goal, what their inspiration look is. And so usually they'll either bring it on their iPads or they'll email them to me. So we're kind of on the same page, because my smoky could be very different than her smoky. So it's good to kind of, be on the same page and work from there.
Okay. And as far as when they come to sit in the chair, they should come clean face?
Absolutely, clean face. I actually recommend a homemade sugar scrub with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of olive oil, and do a little sugar scrub the night before. It helps to really pull off all the dead skin. And that way they have more of a glowing complexion that we can work with.
And then as far as you starting to apply the makeup, do you kind of prep the skin yourself?
Absolutely. Skincare is key. You have to have a good foundation. So moisture is the #1 product that we want to make sure that's on the skin, because if you don't moisturize the skin, then the foundation will soak in to the skin, and the skin will drink in the foundation, which will create a dry looking palette to work from.
And kind of describe what you're doing here.
Well, right now we're on the foundation stage. A lot of women tend to do the foundation first, then do their eyes, but then they find, yes, you have a lot of dark fallout eyeshadow underneath, and you have to get rid of that. But now it's already in your foundation. So if you do your eyes first and then put your foundation on, you're able to clean that away before applying your foundation. Gives you more of a flawless foundation look. So that's where we are right now. And I'm also creating a T-zone lighter area. So the T-zone area will be lighter, and then the darker will come in to contour the face and shape the face, which is, we always want that slim, contoured look.
And every young lady is built differently. So are you, as you're applying the makeup or thinking about how you're gonna create their faces, are you looking at the structure of their face, their bone structure, things like that?
Absolutely. I see that the moment they sit down. So
Okay.
when a bride comes to my studio, I instantly am able to see the areas that we need to open her eyes, or we need to contour her cheeks. She might have, full cheeks, and she wants to give herself more cheekbones. So I instantly start to look at the things that most women are asking for, and we're all usually about the same.
Okay. And then how about that client that comes, and I am myself known for saying this whenever I sit in the makeup chair, oh, I don't want too much makeup, I still want to look like myself. Well, how do you calm that bride or that client to let them know that they will look like themselves? You're just enhancing.
Right. The pictures in the beginning, that gives me an idea of where they want to go. So they're already telling me, this is what I want to look like. So, and I've learned to listen to my clients. I know when to push a little further and go, trust me, it will be gorgeous. It's only makeup. We can take it off if you don't like it. But the pictures in the beginning really help me set the tone of how far to go.
Okay.
So when they say, I don't want that much, I just want natural, then the pictures will either say, yes, this is what she truly wants, or she doesn't quite know what natural is.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. And how far in advance, say for instance, this is a wedding client, or any client for an event, how far in advance do you arrive on site to get them ready?
Okay, I am if you're on time, you're late type of person, so I like to show up 15 to 20 minutes early, just depending on parking. You never know about traffic, so I always like to prepare a little earlier.
Okay. So say for instance, if the event time is at 12 noon, how much time do you need to get that person ready?
I budget an hour for my brides.
Okay.
At least an hour. It really rarely takes me an hour unless they have to get up and go deal with, family that's coming to town, those type of things. But I usually budget an hour.
Okay.
And then for my bridesmaids, I budget anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how advanced and how designer looking they want their look to be as well.
Okay. And what other types of services do you provide to the client whenever they come to you?
Well, I also do lash extensions, and I also do brows. So brows are like my niche. So I will shape brows. I like to do the tweezing. And then also I can do facials, homemade facials, which I really love. And then I've also helped in designing their look as far as their dress, like any hair ornaments, different things like that. That's the creative piece that I love to do.
Yeah, I think that is important, knowing like how they plan to wear their hair and if there's going to be any other type of embellishments on there. Okay. And is there a particular brand of makeup that you prefer, or do you work with basically?
I can work with any brand of makeup.
Okay.
I prefer the one makeup that works well and matches your skin tone. So in my personal kit, I tend to range about 3 to 4 different types of foundations so that I have a very diverse collection. So I can deal with women that are lighter than me to way darker than me, than our chocolate sisters. And I think not every makeup line is created equal. Okay. So you will find darker shades in different lines. So to carry one line to go for everyone, I don't necessarily think that's a good idea.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. And then when it comes to hypoallergenic, I've heard that a lot when it comes to makeup. How does that relate to you and your business whenever you're dealing with your clients?
Well, the majority of women need hypoallergenic type of products. And the companies are so savvy now that the majority of our makeup is hypoallergenic. It's rare to find makeup out there that hasn't been tested, so that you are using a good product on your customer. You would have to really search for a product that hasn't been tested for hypoallergenic. Now, women are way too savvy. They have a lot of allergic reactions. So, you can be safe in knowing that most products are.
Okay, all right. And if the client comes to you and says, oh, I want you to use my makeup and my makeup only, would you do that?
Well, it depends. It depends. Now, I will ask them, if that's your situation, bring it, let's look at it. And a lot of times they may say, oh, I can only use this, but they're using MAC, or they're using Clinique or Almay. And I can balance that, and I can compete with those type of products. So it's just a matter of seeing what they're using, because a lot of times they feel like, oh, that broke me out, or I've had an issue with that in the past. But it's about removal, and it's about the skincare piece that usually turns into a breakout situation or I'm allergic type of situation.
And speaking of breaking out and things like that, do you require or suggest to your clients that they do a trial run with you?
As far as skincare is concerned?
As far as doing the makeup application, but not just showing up on the day of and doing
that. Now, I
that.
can do it.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've been doing makeup for a very long time where I'm very secure in my skills. But just to give the bride peace of mind, it's something they can check off their list, get it over with. They know they're secure. They know they're going to look fabulous. And it also is an opportunity for them to try out different looks.
Okay.
We see looks in magazines all the time. And they're like, can I pull that off? Can I wear a smoky eye?
Right.
You know, I haven't been able to do it myself. So it's a good opportunity to try it out. And that's the best place, you know, versus trying to try a new look on your wedding day. I would not advise.
Okay. And another word that I hear a lot in the industry is airbrushing. Can you kind of tell the difference between, can you tell me the difference between airbrushing and the natural applique that you're putting on?
Okay, so the difference with airbrushing is it is foundation sprayed as if you're spray painting a car. Okay. So the difference between the two is you have less control with airbrushing as you do with the brush or a sponge. My personal preference is a brush because I feel like at that point I have way more control in the areas that I'm working in versus when I'm spraying. So I can chisel out a woman's face and give her contour and really reshape the face with my brush, just like a painter on a canvas versus the airbrushing, because you're dealing with broader stripes of makeup that are being blown through the machine.
Okay. Now, I had heard, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, with the airbrushing, say for instance if a person cries or get any type of water or moisture on the face, that the airbrush runs, whereas,
Yes, and you know they are advancing the formulas every day. So they are getting better. They have some long wearing ones. So if chiseling isn't your thing, if reshaping your face isn't what you're going for, and you want something very quick because airbrushing is extremely fast, then that might be the way for you. Absolutely. I can tell you it may cost a little more. I have noticed that with makeup artists, and it is a lot to carry around.
Okay.
So it's a little more pricey.
Okay. Do you do airbrushing yourself?
I do.
Okay. All right. And do you have any? This is kind of like a pet peeve of mine. I guess I shouldn't say that on camera. But for those brides that have lovely tattoos, or even their bridesmaids, do you have any tricks as far as like hiding those?
Well, one thing I find
if they want to hide them,
you know, a lot of brides will ask about tattoo cover. I can tell you it is an additional charge, depending on how big it is. A lot of times it's blue and green, and sometimes red. They have different colors in them now. And there's a trick that we've learned in covering dark circles. It applies actually to the tattoo. So if you have really dark bluish, greenish dark circles, you need to put on a red product, like a red brick product for women of color. A red brick product to cancel out the darkness, and then you cover that red with your skin tone of foundation. And so sometimes you have to do that for tattoos as well, in order to get it to completely disappear.
And do you do the same if you're not a woman of color, using kind of like a red,
of a peachy pink?
Peachy
So
pink.
it's a lighter version of the red, but it does cancel out the darkness.
All right. Yeah, we're kind of moving right along here with this young lady, looking marvelous. And how do your services differ from other makeup artists?
Well, I come from a long background of working with different lines of cosmetic companies, and I've been trained through MAC, Estee Lauder, Prescriptives, Floyd Roberts, Dermablend, Fashion Fair, a little bit of Chanel. So I have a very diverse background. I also come from an African American, Caucasian background. So my first lesson, I was learning how to do makeup on my mother, who's Caucasian. So I have a very well-rounded knowledge of how to work on all different skin types.
Wonderful. And how do you want your clients to feel once they leave this chair?
Oh my. They often feel, and I would say more times than not, they feel fabulous. When I hand them the mirror, it's amazing, the transformation. They glow from the inside. Their posture is completely different. They walk with their head up. The confidence level has just shot through the roof. It's unbelievable. So I would feel like they feel like they're ready for the world. They could take on anything. And most brides come back for lessons.
Wow. So how are you feeling, young lady? Fantastic. Well, you look beautiful. Can't wait for you to see yourself in the mirror. And I think we kind of touched a little bit on the skin pigments. You're able to work with all types of skin pigments. And how does someone get a chance to book your services?
You can email me at Dawn Newsome at dawnnewsome.com.
Okay.
And then also my website is up and running, dawnnewsome.com.
Okay.
And you can always send me an email or give me a call. And the one thing I do pride myself on as a makeup artist is I'll call you right back.
Okay.
If you leave a message, I don't take days to call you back. You know, in this economy, in this business, you have to respond to your clients in a very timely manner.
Okay. And if it's more than one person that you're doing as far as makeup, are you handling all of the clients at that one time, or do you have additional people on your team to assist you?
Depending on the timeline, I can handle up to about 8 to 10 women plus a bride. If it's a more of a tighter timeline, I have assistants that I work with, and I constantly train new up-and-coming makeup artists, so they're always looking for that experience to come and work with an experienced makeup artist. I can always pull assistants as well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it here from Dawn Newsome, fabulous makeup artist. Go to dawnnewsome.com to book her for your services. And she has done such a lovely job on this young lady here. You look fabulous. And also, just to let you know that Dawn did my makeup, and she is also the makeup artist that I prefer for any of my events, for any of my clients. Thank you for joining us today, and come back again to You're Cordially Invited.